Welcome everyone. The numbers are a little small. I know a couple persons are on their way up, but this is the first in our masterclass series here at Cornerstone. So this is our vision, right? So when I just came, I said I want to develop a culture of learning and development. Not about training. You know, people do training and you have your training needs and that's all nice. But I want a culture that believes in learning, a culture that believes in development, a culture that believes in career development for their staff. So, Horton has so general, and his team, headed by Ramon, they have generously dedicated their time, and they've said, Stephanie, we want to be a part of it. We want to start something. So we're starting the series today. We have 4 sessions over the next couple of Thursdays, and I'm hoping that the energy will build, and based on that, then we'll see where we go from there. So I want us to welcome Horton, who is going to teach us all we need to know about stocks. There are some light refreshments at the back. I mean, it's a very intimate setting. We can, be back and forth, and I know it's going to be interactive.
At Barita, we are currently in the spotlight for all that we've been doing recently in the market, from social media to actual results in our performances. So from the acquisition till now, we're literally have our eyes on us. So behind the drive for this was to get everybody on a level that we can speak to our client base and to our peers at a level that reflects the new Barita that we're trying to emulate into the market. And we don't want it to be just a research team. We want everybody from the top all the way to the bottom to be able to understand what is happening in the financial market. Because from me wearing a Barita shirt, people who want to engage you in a conversation, I want to make sure you're able to have those conversations with persons and guide them correctly, give them proper advice. And if you yourself can't give that advice, you know who to direct them to. But I just want to be able to have everybody comfortable in any discussion and represent the Barita brand properly. So we're going to go into the meat of the matter now. So for this week, our focus is on what is a stock exchange, what is its function, how to utilize the Jamaica Stock Exchange website, and then accessing company reports and data. So these will be the guiding pillars for this week's seminar. So first thing first, the definition. Now, the definition for a stock exchange is that it's a financial intermediary that facilitates the buying and selling of stocks between parties or market participants. So something I find that most people forget these days is that, for example, with the IPOs, persons are in the market today looking for quick flips, right? Now, what people are forgetting is that as a stock exchange, there are 2 parties that are needed to mingle in this dance. So for you to be a seller, somebody needs to be buying. Now, if you decide that you want to sell a stock at twice its original value, you need somebody to buy it at that value. If there's no buyers at this value, then you're not going to get it sold. And that is a very important concept when you decide to buy and sell stock exchange. For every buyer, you need a seller. For every seller, you need a buyer. There needs to always be 2 parties in any transaction for the stock exchange. Then, in a nutshell, the function is really to provide a secure and regulated environment where market participants can transact in shares. So what essentially is saying that nobody can skim you out of it. This is regulated, this is done open market where everybody can see the transaction. There's no behind the door dealing. Everything that you see is what you get, right? So this right here is the most important website that you will ever need while working in the financial industry. As long as you're interested in the stock market, this single-handedly is the most important website. I know it out ahead. If I go to any analyst, they know it out ahead. I can say it to you without even looking. It's jamstockx.com. This right here is the most important website that you will ever need. So this is just an idea of how it looks. So this is, as you can see, the world best performing stock market in 2018. We also got this for 2017, and we are in the top 10 for 2019. What you're looking at right now has information that you will find on every single company that is listed on our stock market. So information such as just on the runner right here, you can get the idea. Just having this having this website open, you'll be able to see what is happening in the market at a given point in time. I don't remember the exact date of when the screenshot was taken, but I can see throughout the date that, hey, somebody just bought CCC at $12 cents higher than what they bought it before. All these transactions are readily available for you to see. This is the beauty of the stock market. Everything is very, very easily accessible. On top of that, below where we saw a while ago, everything you need to know or everything you need to find out about the stock market is literally right at your fingertips. We as a research analyst, we have no secrets up our sleeves. We don't know anything more than what you can get from the public domain. So this gives a kind of a breakdown of where you need to find what. So for example, if you need to, Leslie, give me a company, any company that is listed on the stock market, Fontana. This drop down list right here, you could go to Fontana and you'll get everything you need to know about Fontana. Anything you need to know at all. Right here, at the end of every trading day, you can get easy access to all the stocks that would have traded up, traded down, or even traded firm. You'll be able to get a graphical representation of how the stock market is moving. So if somebody says to you that the stock market is going down, you can say, hey, look quick. It is actually moving down. You can see the different points, had a little up, had a little down, but everything you need to know about particular indexes on our stock market is easily accessible right here. Below, you have all the relevant information which you would consider to be pertinent at a particular point in time that you would need to know. When this snapshot was taken, at the time, Caribbean Assurance Broker's IPO had just come out and Jamaica IPO had just come out, as well as other information about the stock market. Everything that you need to know is pertinent. So from stock splits, from acquisitions and takeovers, when Cornerstone was doing the acquisition for Barita, that information was right here on the top of the website. Everything important is literally right here you need to know. So this is just a layout of everything you'd need to find on the particular website. So as I said, we, the research team in the industry, we have no secret knowledge. Everything that we have access to, you also have access to, which is right here. Now, one of the most important tabs on the website is called Market Data. This is where all information is stored regarding any listed entity on our stock market. So from prices to news to results, all the information can be found right here on the Market Data. Clicking Market Data will bring you to a page like this. Now, it will give you a brief breakdown of how the Jamaica Stock Exchange operates, from how the weighting is done to all the relevant information you will need on the stock market. Here you can find, as you can see on the list, daily market quotes. You can download information. You can see historical data for stocks that are listed. You can find listed entities. You can also find brokers on this page, I believe. So anything you need to know about the stock market, you can find right here. So because this class is interactive, I'm actually going to do a live demonstration. So I'm going to actually interact with you guys to the extent that I need you guys to tell me what you need to find. And then I'm going to ask you guys to point me to direction to find what I would need to know about any particular stock on our stock market. Cool?
All right.
All right. So first thing, what's the name of the website? Music to my ears, just like that. Jamstockx.com, the most important website you'll ever need. Okay. Where would I need to go to find all the recent market data pertaining to news and anything happening in the market? Where would I go? All right. All right. Right here. All right. So as you can see, for this week, I think I can touch the screen. Haha. As you can see, this week, the most important news that came out was that DEFCON got listed on our Jamaica Social Stock Exchange. You can also see that Jamaica, they gave indication that they will be closing the IPO on March 2nd versus March 9th. And they also upsized the offer to 14 billion shares. So all the important information is right here. I had made mention to. Can I zoom in? No, not so fancy. All right, so I want somebody to give me a company. Any company on top of it. Jared, give me a company.
Barita.
138.
138?
138 student living.
It's working at 138. So 138 is already there. So as you can see, you have a drop-down menu with every single company that is listed on our stock market. Not only are the companies there, but the actual preference shares are also there. So preference shares are essentially, they're a hybrid security between bonds and equities. So what a preference share gives you is that you are paid before equity holders, but you are not paid necessarily through dividend, but you get a proprietary in terms of payments to you. So it's one of those hybrids. So you see like Apple 7.5 is a preference share, but the equity is also right below it. So right here, every firm is listed on our stock market. You can find it in this drop down menu. Cool. So we have said one trade a while ago, right? So I'm going to go back up top and click one trade student living. I click view. Hopefully the internet works with me. Well, I mean, the Zoom is working, so the internet should be working. There we go. All right, I wish I could make the screen a little bit smaller. Zoom out. All right, cool, not too far. All right, so right here, readily by clicking a particular company, you can get an idea of how the trend of the stock has been moving. In recent time, you see there's been a slight increase in the once rate. Now, when this was done, this video was done in the middle of earnings season, and one trade had very good earnings. Hence, the market reacted to this good earnings. You can see that spike. So what this allows you to do is get a graphical representation of how the stock has been moving within a 3-month period. If you click 1 month, you will see how it moved within 1 month. If you click 6 months, you'll see how it moved within 6 months. Now, this was clearly a very inactive stock in terms of price movements. Down here, you see the volumes traded. As you can clearly see, there's not much spikes, not much volumes are moving with this security. And if you want to get an idea of how it's been moving since listing, gives you a general idea of how it's been performing. So all the relevant information you can get on how a stock is moving graphically is right there just by clicking the security. Right now, this would be its highest price. So when you scroll all the way at the bottom of the company, it gives you a nice breakdown of how the stock has been moving. So in a year, 52 weeks, you can see that it has been trading between these 2 price points. Right here is the highest price it's ever gone since listing, or within the 52-week range. This is the highest price. You can see what today's trading range would have been, which you can see is below where the highest price is. So clearly the price has come off. And today, the last traded price was $7. You get the idea of how the queue will look tomorrow. This is what the highest bid is, meaning that if somebody wants to sell, this is what the price they have to sell it at. And this is the lowest ask, meaning that if somebody wants to buy it tomorrow, this is the price that you have to buy it at. So remember that made the mention that you need 2 people to dance for the stock exchange. So now you have a standoff right here. Somebody's willing to buy it for $6.90, but somebody's only willing to sell it to $70. Somebody has to compromise. That's the only way this stock will trade. You need to call each other and say, hey, meet you halfway, $6.95. Then that's how the stock market trades, just like that. So you can get also graphical representation of, you can see numerical information regarding how the stock has been trading within the week, the month, the quarter, and the year. They're all the same because they technically all just happened. This movement literally just happened recently. So you can see this big spike. You can see since this week, the price has come off a bit, the 20%. So what this really represents is that, hey, if you had bought this stock at January 1st, or January 2nd, and you held the shares till today, you would have earned 66.9% return on your investment. Same thing for the quarter. The quarter and the year today will be the same because we're still in the first quarter of the calendar year. And then the monthly data is that the reason why the discrepancy here is because we're in February. Most of this movement, as you can see, happened in the month of February. That's a 0.04% difference. And then for this particular week, the price has pulled back a bit. So if you bought the stock at the end of last week, Friday, at this point in time today, you'd have lost 20% on your investment. And you can see the difference between somebody buying in January versus somebody buying in start of February versus somebody buying last week, Friday. All of these information is readily available to you. Now, yes, say you want to get the idea of how, you want to get a numerical representation of how the price has been moving to get the idea of how it actually looks. You will go and click price history, right? Now, what the price history will do for you, if the internet works with me again, is that you will actually be able to see the actual values for the particular company each day with a graphical representation of it going up or it going down. So from January, which is January 28th, you can see that the closing price was $4, and you can see it steadily increased over time. You can see the bid You can see the ask, you can see the price change. And what this really shows to you that anything you need to know about any company that is listed on the stock market, it is readily available to you. You can just click a button on Jamstack website and you can literally get anything you need to know. Now, one of the pillars for today is actually accessing companies' reports and financials. So under the same tab, you're going to be able to see quarterly financials, annual reports, and audited financials. So I'm going to go and look at OneTrade's quarterly financials. They had a very good quarter based on their results, hence what drove that sharp increase in price. So we're going to actually take a look at how it looks. Again, you have all the historical information you need to know about a particular company. If somebody had asked me how did they perform Q1 of last year, you have the information right here. There's no need for you to wonder where it is. It is readily available to you and you can access it whenever you are ready. By simply clicking the link, you'll be brought to where you can actually view the numbers yourself. So you don't have to trust anybody's word out the road, oh, this is what happened, that's what happened. You can look at it yourself and develop that confidence and say, hey, I understand why. In another part of our series, we'll go into actually analyzing these companies so you can see the underlying fundamental values in these companies so that not just by looking at the numbers, you can understand, right? You can actually understand. Oh, the internet moving slow with me? All right, one more time. There we go. So again, the whole point of this first presentation is to show you that all the information you need about a particular company is right there at your fingertips for a particular company. There's no secret behind it. You can easily reach it, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make you guys walk me through how to actually get to where I'm going again. So what website do I go? Hold on. What website do I go to when I want to access the stock exchange? When I sound nervous, I need to start singing it. All right, cool. Direct me to where I go when I want to find information about Barita. All right.
We want to look at this, look up instruments right here.
Okay, on the instruments. Where do I go?
Barita.
Barita, all right. So I click view. You actually can type it in, yes, that's a good question. You can actually type it in when you're ready. Cool. So I'm going to ask you guys to show me, if I want to know corporate actions, what would I click?
Corporate actions link on the right.
I'm glad that everybody's seeing it. So what I really want to do is that at the end of this, whenever you need to get any information, you are the same way you're confident now, that's how confident I want you to be behind the computer screen when you actually utilize it to get any information. All the information you need about a particular company is literally at your fingertips. Corporate action will show you how much dividends was paid by a company, and you can see that right here. If I want to know what the latest happening with Barita, I would just click what?
Latest news.
Latest news. Everything. So as a listed entity, once you are listed, anything that has to do with the company, you need to publish it on the JSE. That's one of the rules, and it gives you good security knowing that whatever you've invested in, you have an idea of what is happening with that company. So you can see Barita has their next annual meeting on March 26th. If you guys decide to come, you'll be able to hear from the different executive members what they see happening for Barita going forward, what they have accomplished so far, and gives you an idea of what's to come. Management trading in shares, Barita's acquisition of 5% improvement, everything that Barita has done is released and is published to the public for all shareholders to see. And this is not just Barita. Every single company, once they're listed, this information is readily available to you. So my charge to you is that you should never feel intimidated to actually use the stock exchange website. As you can see, it's very user-friendly. All the information is readily available. You can just look and you can see. One thing I also want to show everybody before I wrap this session up is that when you want to get the idea of, or if you want to download data, so it's not a situation where research or anybody has the data stashed away. No, we come here, right here under downloads. And by clicking downloads, you're able to actually download information about a particular exchange as well as prices for a particular security. So I'm going to click price history just to get the idea of how a price has been moving historically. I will determine the range. So I'm looking for Barita. I choose my range. I think, if I remember correctly, we were acquired in August or September, I should actually say, September 2018. Right, September 2018. Let's get the first. Well, it's third in this case. Let's go till today. So what this will do is that it will generate all the information so you can see how a particular stock had performed over a particular period of time once the internet works with me. As you can see, Barita was moving from as low as, where is my close price? $9.61. That's where it was at September 3rd, 2018. Now, if you had bought the shares at that particular time, today your stock would have been worth.
Wow.
All the data is right here, all the way. I really want you guys to see that every single information is right here, readily available to you. Buy it back. Trust me. If everybody knew now what they know then what they know now, trust me.
So true.
$67. Now you can do your calculation. You can do your calculation to see what the price would have been since the acquisition. But what I really want to see is not necessarily the price movement, but the fact that I had to scroll through a bunch of data to get it, right? That shows you that anything you need to know on a particular day, what was the stock price, you can go to this particular link and get that information. Again, this is not a secret. It is actually available to you at your fingertips. And just so you can know, so let's say you need to take this information with you, you can click download CSV. You will actually download the Excel sheet that
Has this table.
has the exact same table you're just looking at. Now you can manipulate with this data all you want. So you say you want to get a quick idea of, let me play around with it a bit so you can get an idea how you can use this information. You say you want to see how the stock has been traded in terms of volume and price. You can simply highlight these two. You can click insert. Excel does all this information for you. Boom, nice little graph. And just like that, you yourself have an idea graphically of how the stock price has been moving along with your shares. So again, it's just to show you that all the information you need to do any form of analysis is readily available to you. It's not stored anywhere in any secret data. It's accessible to you on the Jumpstock website. So I'm opening it up now to any feedback and the questions you want to ask at this particular time. Both guys online and here. Anybody have any questions? This is the best time to ask the questions. Go again.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
How far back does the data go? So, for example, JMMB listed in 2001 thereabouts. Would you be able to see that listing price?
Okay, that's a good question. So the question asked was that how far back can we go on the data on the Jumpstock website to find a particular company? The question was asked regarding JMMB. So I'm going to actually show you how far back. So
Wouldn't it be from inception?
that's a good point. But with anything else, you always will have some data lapses on the part of JSC due to the fact that they made a lot of structural changes since. So some data will be lost. It's still there. You can always call Jamaica Stock Exchange and they will give you that information. But I'm actually going to check how far back JMB has been. When were they listed? You had said 2001.
It's either December 2002 or 2001.
Alright, let's try 2001. I said December. Let's go December 3rd. Once the information is there, you will get access, you will populate, and if the information isn't as far back as you have searched, it will give you the latest as far as there. So based on this, the closest we have is 2015. So it's not that the information isn't there, it's just that based on all the changes JSC has been making over the time to improve their technology and software, they have compressed the amount of data they have shown. So 2015, that's far back you can go as for JMB. You can always call JSC and ask them for the information. They're very, very helpful. They will send you that information in an Excel sheet. But as far as JMB we can go as far back as 2015. And even then, you're seeing JMB is moving from $7.48. I believe today they're trading at about $40. So that shows you the benefit of participating in the stock market as early as possible. And though it doesn't get caught up in how today is happening, there's still a future, there's still a tomorrow. So if today you buy a stock and it goes down, that's fine. What kind of investor are you? Are you a short-term investor or a long-term investor? And generally, stock should be a long-term investment. So with that in mind, you shouldn't be concerned about short-term volatility. Why did you buy this stock? It's a good long-term stock. Then I will look at it in a long-term perspective. I will not be concerned about the short-term fluctuations of up and down. If I decide to say, hey, I'm going to sell this stock in 5 years, how it performed in year 1, year 2, year 3, and year 4 doesn't matter to me. Because I know that at year 5 is when I plan to sell it. And that is how you should look at investing. Don't be caught up in the short-term fluctuations up and down. No, why did you buy this stock? Why did you believe in this stock? When do you plan to sell this stock? Or do you plan to sell it at all? That's how you should look at investing going forward. And that is the beauty of the stock exchange. All the information is there. Nothing is hidden. Everything is easily accessible. And you can do this at any time. It doesn't lock down it doesn't work between 8 and 4:30. It is there right throughout the night, right throughout the morning. You can use it anytime. Okay? So that kind of wraps up today's session. And if you have any questions, again, you can always email Barita, or you can always reach out to me or anybody in the research team to help you through the process. But again, I advise you guys to utilize the website. It's there for you to use. And we have no secret research team. All the data is there for you to download and utilize.
Yes.
Cool?
Cool.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.